So today, man, we're gonna be looking at the Hyroad. I put it at 1500 grit polish. So that is the biggest difference. So again, if you watch the other review, I just compared that to the Zen. But today, we're gonna compare the Hyroad to the Vibe. I think these are two staple nameplates for each brand, and they kind of fit in that same category, that little lower tier, meant for, there's a lot of friction, something that gets down the lane and makes a nice motion. So, yeah, man. Now that, again, we gonna take a look and see what these balls look like. So my first couple shots, man, the ball hooks. Very simply, I think it still reads a little bit faster than a Hyroad. So we're gonna see. We're gonna keep throwing it and then keep getting a read and start gonna move a little bit further left. And again, we see which one is retaining, I guess, the most energy off the spot and still going through the pins. So I mean, look at the deflection. How much is it really, hitting the pocket and bailing right, or is it gonna continue off the pin deck? So let's see. So now that we're looking at the numbers, and this is where I think it makes even more sense. Where the Hyroad has an RG of 257 and a differential of 0.46, and the Vibe actually has an RG of 251 and a differential of 0.42. So those numbers, the Hyroad just having a higher RG, it should get a little further down the lane, but it's going to have an edge in the flare department, so it should flip, and just, again, more fresh cover hitting the ball. So yeah, I think that's a big part of why I actually believe like the Vibe is a little smoother. It picks up the lane a little earlier, and then again makes a little more controlled motion. And depending on who you are, right? Like, some people want this a little more erratic shape, which is what the Hyroad is, and the Vibe is a tad bit more control. And for me personally, I end up maybe going to something, like the Vibe more so when just the back ends are just like crazy. But I can see people who really like to get left and they need that extra flip to make it back and keep going through the pins. It's where you'll like the Hyroad. So, man, as we get into these closer up shots, it is very, very telling. Again, not to say that the Vibe doesn't hook. Like, the Vibe hooks plenty. And again, I love the ball motion. So again, it's just, man, what's your preference? What do you like to see on the lane? That's really what help you make a decision between these two great balls, in my opinion. Like, they both are really good. I just know the penalty for missing in on certain shots will be big four with the Hyroad. And as well, like when I miss right with the Vibe, it might not come all the way back if I just throw it out the window. So again, it's just, you got to pick your poison. These are different. They're definitely different, and I feel a tad more confident standing a little further right with the Vibe, especially like with the Hyroad at 4K. That 4K fast, I felt a lot more comfortable. But when I put the 1500 grit polish on it, I didn't feel. I felt like it was trying to see the spot just a hair faster, and gave me a little more uncontrollable look off the friction. But again, the Night Road is good. And I'm not saying that in any like that is bad at all. Like it's good. It's just it will it's gonna hook, and it's gonna sometimes it's gonna overhook when you don't want it to. And it's just again it's about preference. If I was a little less rev dominant, I might like the Night Road a little bit more because I need the extra kick on the end. Again, we're talking about purely, the Night Road versus the Vibe. Because again, the Vibe hooks plenty down lane, and these shots you can tell this ball is good. So that's my 2 cents on the Night Road versus the Vibe, man. These are two great pieces. They're different. So man, we got some more fun stuff coming up, especially all these new releases. So I'm out.